right, today we've got a very, very unique small business here. We have actually got a farm that is very, very close to our office, and they produce all kinds of neat things that you're not going to see anywhere. Today we've got Thad Wymer. What is the company name, farm name, first of all?
Yep, we're a Klymer Ridge farm.
Klymer Ridge Farm. Some of y'all have probably seen that maybe in the area. It does have, I looked him up a little bit. He's got a YouTube channel, and you can order online, I believe, still. You can do all that. What?
Farm store there on the property, right?
Yeah, farm store is the big thing.
Yeah, and you have been going around to different farmers markets, things like that. I don't know if you still do that or not. But
yeah, currently we're involved with the High Point Market. It's over the library, just on Saturdays. So
cool.
Cool little spot.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And we just mentioned it before we turned on. How many employees you got over there again?
Yeah, so right now, not including myself, there's between 6 and 8.
That's awesome.
Mostly young people that help us. A lot of young guys. My main man is Lucas. He started when he was 14.
Wow.
He's 20 now. He plays baseball at Pfeiffer. But he still shows up, and he's running things all summer long, and on the weekends when he's not at baseball, he's there.
By people that have a real passion for livestock.
Oh yeah, yeah. But Lucas loves it. So my nieces even help us run the store. It's really 2 businesses. We have the farm, and then we have the retail side.
Okay.
But they coexist, and they are very intertwined together. But yeah.
What's your biggest, not that there's one product, but what did you start with? I guess, what was your vision as far as your one thing that you started with? And it might have been multiple things, but what did you start with that y'all said together, hey, we're going to do this?
Well, we really didn't start with it even want to do anything, but I fell into it. The first thing that we ever sold was chicken, like poultry, chicken breasts, wings, whatever, because that's the fastest thing to grow. Is the simplest. We bought cattle first.
Did you?
But that's a long process to raise out a steer or a calf to butcher it.
Yeah.
Chickens, even raising them on pasture, it's like 8 to 10 weeks from the time it's a baby chick to when it.
I didn't even know that. You probably did straight them. I didn't know that.
How long does it take a regular chicken to grow? Or
like commercially, they look at 5 to 6 weeks. Yeah, when they're okay. So yeah, ours are about 8 to 10.
Okay.
But that was the first thing. Was the poultry.
Now I hear the big difference there. Is that because, and I know you're going to go probably more in detail with it, is that because it's all natural? It takes longer.
Yeah.
Better meat, I'm sure. Better product, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, ours is less of a science project and more just letting the animal do what it's supposed to do.
Good. Yeah.
Commercially raised poultry, especially, they're raised in the dark. It's inside. It's in solitary. A good rule of thumb for me is if you have to have on a hazmat suit to walk in to check on your animals, it's probably not. Thing is, they have to bump them up with antibiotics just to keep them alive.
Right.
But they also, the big conglomerate corporations that are raising all these things, they have the science and know what additives to put in the feed, what kind of hormones to add to those animals to grow quicker. So they grow twice as fast, and they're actually a little bit larger even than what ours are.
Yeah.
In half the amount of time.
right.
Because all the stuff that they pump in them. Wow.
Now, I know you probably have some that die off, but if you go into a commercial chicken farm, when they get to their daily, just
100.
get a pile of dead chicken, but just didn't make it. For whatever reason, they're in there really tight, and
they grow so fast. They put so much weight on so quickly that their legs aren't strong enough, and their legs will break, and they're alive. But
seriously,
I said to put them down.
That's the first time I've ever heard that. That's crazy.
They outgrow the pace is too quick for their.
That's too fast. Too much weight, too fast. Interesting. Wow.
Yeah. So chicken was first thing.
Yeah. And then technically, is that currently still one of your biggest products? As far as.
So we can't really keep up with the poultry.
Really?
But it's also most demanding. And the crazy part is, and the cool part is, in North Carolina, we are licensed to actually process the poultry ourselves. We're inspected. We have all the equipment. We don't have to take it to a USDA facility like we do hogs or cows. But beef is that's our number one.
That's right now. That's your biggest thing that you're kind of not really focused on, but that's what your biggest.
It's great, but it's the longest, most expensive, and the difficult one to handle. So.
How difficult is this? Like, first of all, like, I mean, I know I've known you through real estate, just, deals here and there, talking, but, was this one of your visions as a kid? Because this is a first generation deal, right?
Yeah.
Like nobody before you really had it.
Not to this extent,
Yeah.
We wanted a homestead. I've always wanted my goal. Probably our first date, I had with my wife. I said, I'm in 100 acres one day. Let's not down for that. Like, go ahead and come, if you're good with it, stay on.
Great. But if you're not, this is what we're going to have.
And so it happened. And, even up to that point, a couple of years into having the property, we built a garage with an apartment over it. That's what we lived in.
Oh, cool.
And, we had a few cattle, but we're thinking, we might have 5 or 6, and we'll butcher one for ourselves, maybe sell one to cover our costs, and we'll let them keep breeding. And that was going to be it.
It just kind of tumbled into, I'm assuming, because I don't know, that's why I'm asking, like friends, it's like, hey, I'll buy some beef off of you. How did it get so big as far as where it's at now?
So a lot of it was produced by COVID.
Okay.
In a good way. Everybody saw how vulnerable the
really the ecosystem of everything, like
system of our food.
Yeah, everything.
And so, we started. Right at that time we had butchered our first cow, and ended up friends bought it, families bought some, and they're like, "Yeah, that was amazing. Can you do that again?" And so we just started kind of scrambling, and dude, it blew up fast.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
I told Thad when he came in, my wife had laid out some of their ground beef today for us tonight. So, we bought several things from the farm store. Like, I know you've got, I don't know how many different vendors in there, but mostly beef. I don't think I've had your pork and chicken, but the beef is great. And the cinnamon rolls are better. I don't know. The next those are better.
Didn't either.
You didn't like the cinnamon rice?
I mean, they're good, but I don't know about better.
Well, they're both good. We'll put it that way.
Okay.
But
I'm coming after, this is what I'm after. I'm after ribeyes. Can you cut ribeyes?
Oh, yeah, I had those. The bone-in ribeyes. Fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bone-in, boneless, tomahawks, whatever you want.
Yeah, I went online yesterday actually, and I was like, okay, I see what I can order now. So we're gonna be we're kind of, I guess you call it, we're gonna put our money where our mouth is. We've got you in here trying to be shit. We're gonna be buying some stuff too.
How difficult? I mean, I know with beef market is a little bit constrained as well, but with genetics and getting different breeds of cattle in and out, how much of that goes into what you do? I mean, I don't know, it might be with chickens too, but
yeah, so massive learning curve, because up until like 2019, the only animals I ever had were a dog. And now we have, 160, 180 head of cattle at some points. And so there is a whole thing, right?
Yeah.
First off, you have grass finish, you have grass fed grain finish.
Yeah.
We're kind of in the thing that I call forage finished, because first off, like, our pastures are diverse. When you have a monocrop, so it is just all fescue pasture, and you go have grass finished beef, could be the best breed for grass finishing, but you eat that beef, it's not going to taste like it. It just doesn't. We learned that. So starting to learn on, first off, like, breeds specific and genetics that handle forage finishing well, and then understanding that you really need a diverse diet still. And sometimes that stuff we seed, but we do what's called like a regenerative practices. So we are constantly moving animals. That benefits the soil, benefits the animal, benefits the consumer later down the road. But yeah, so tying in the genetics, tying in the diet was a huge, and it's still a thing that we learn, and Martin is trying to become more efficient at. And we probably lost a lot of time and money on other cows because not all cows are going to handle it at the end of the day.
Oh, okay.
I would have some. And one difference is, so cattle in a feedlot are going to the processor. They're going to be 1,500 to 1,600 pounds at 14 months old. Where they are fattened like ticks. They put, so it's a hormone implant in their ear that helps them gain 4 to 5 pounds per day. Ours are going to gain 2.5 to 3 pounds per day.
Gotcha.
So with that said, we're looking at anywhere from 24 to 30 months before you can
finish.
But yeah, so we would have some that they just did not thrive, but I would hang on to them. And then we get to that 30-month mark and they're still just not fattened up and they don't look good. Well, early on, I would just take them anyways. Well, then you get a subpar product. But you can't go look at that cow standing there and know that his steaks are going to be nice and marble. So huge learning curves as far as getting a consistent quality product. And it's really tough when you're not grain finishing to do that because you're not manipulating their feed or their rations. I mean, it's kind of, you're just hoping for the best and nature runs its course in the right way.
So an average cow or steer that you find in the store, they're probably fed, hormones and feed, but they're finished, I guess, on corn mostly. We're probably a couple, 2-3 months before they're sold.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, like the most common practices are you have a rancher that had the cow calf, right? So you had the mama cow, calf was born. She nurses it for 6 to 7 months. They start to creep and like grain feed it out on the pastures with still with his mom. Well, at that point, that calf's already going to be like 700 to 800 pounds. They grow quick. From there, you have backgrounders. So they would buy loads of those calves. They do all the vaccines, any kind of antibiotics if they're acting like they're not feeling good. Wow. And they start to implant them and they get their stomachs adjusted to grain. Cattle, the ruminants, I can nerd out on this all day, but it's hard for them just to all of a sudden go to, I bet, because they have gases in their stomach, they'll bloat and they'll just fall over dead. You do it right.
Wow.
So you have a segment there in the middle of the guys that are backgrounders that they get them ready and kind of prepping their bodies to all of a sudden just gain like crazy. They're still going to be on grass and hay. A lot of times they'll do like chopped corn silage and stuff. And then the finishers typically are heavily corn. And they'll do that for 100 to 120 days. So
I gotta ask, how did you learn all this?
Yeah, most of it from YouTube. I immersed myself with it, and then we just went for it and tried it.
Did your wife? You can be honest. We can cut this part out. Did your wife at some point look at you and say, "Are we really doing this?" Or did she ever say that you're crazy? Or I mean, it's a lot that you've taken on.
I don't think she's ever said it like that.
She said it differently.
I think we both had moments so we're like, man, it'd be way easier just to sell everything and move to the coast or something, because I mean, it is not something. So I'll back up a little bit and say that with all that said and what's led us here is our faith. And that's awesome. There's been many times, man, where we're like
Ready to throw the alley.
First off, like this is costing us more than it's making us a lot of times because especially in the cattle world, if you didn't just inherit a mama cow herd, the prices are insane. The cost of entry is why there's not many farms.
I guarantee it. Well, that and running it, and it's a lot of work, and a lot of people don't want to.
And honestly, I mean, without us feeling like God's hand was on that and guiding us, and still, I mean, there's been moments this week where I'm like, Lord, I'm just going to trust that's where you're taking us because I get worn out, mentally just bogged down.
Yeah, I bet.
And so, yeah, but that's given us both a peace at the same time where, I mean, she's never been like, are you sure? It's just been like, we'll give it our all if that's what it goes to go.
Yeah. I've had those moments starting a firm, I was like coming out of a place, a factory or whatever. And I remember saying that, I remember praying that's like, hey, if I'm going to fall on my face, don't let me do this. And then like a week later I was, doing it. I was like, well, I guess that's my answer.
Yeah.
How many head of cattle do you got right now? You said? I know you said on average, sometimes it's up, but
ever moving number.
Yeah.
So we'll try to be in the minimum like 150 total head at Surrey's. That's mama cows, steers, cows, future breeding cows. And, hopes to continue to grow that.
Yeah.
So the hard part is starting out when you do this. Like if you have a t-shirt business and you want to sell 1,000 t-shirts next week, well, you could order them tomorrow, but you'd have them next week.
Yeah.
You can't do that with these.
You can't do that with this. Anything you're doing, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
And even so, the majority of the beef that we sell and cows that we raise right now, we're still having to buy, but we buy them when they're weaned off their moms from other farms.
Oh, okay.
So from the time we get them, it's still an 18-month ordeal that our money's tied up and that we are trying to raise them and push it through and do that whole program. So,
And depending on where the market's at, you could do really well or really bad.
depending, and the market's been wild, and that's what a lot of folks don't understand or know. Like cattle market, like you think real estate market shot up, you look at the cattle market, man. So in 2022, even I could buy a 600-pound weaned, like really nice Black Angus steer for $600. He was $1 a pound, basically.
Oh, wow.
I still needed 18 months to finish them.
Right.
That same steer, nothing has changed in that steer. That steer right now is $2,400, $600.
Really? That big of a difference in the market.
Quadruple, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is that just,
That's no exaggeration.
that's just the market. There's no real reason that you can point just to the market.
A lot of it is the overall, like the national cattle herd is the lowest it's been since the 1950s.
Okay.
That's due to drought. It's due to aged out ranchers. The average cattle rancher age in the U.S. is like 65 years old.
The average.
How does that screw worm or whatever? Is that
That's that's like on the tail end of an already terrible low numbers. So that hasn't really played a huge role.
that's
So then there's a ripple effect of so prices start to climb. Well, then you have these aged out ranchers. Well, instead of cutting the losses, they see, okay, well, I can get 3 or 4 or 5 times more than I've ever been able to make. Why wouldn't I go ahead and sell all my heifers instead of keeping a group of heifers to breed and continue to grow? Because you have to retain. If you cull out the old cows each year, if you don't average to have a deficit. And so they stopped, heifer retention has stopped. And you're talking 3 years now that's been the case. So
more, it's almost like a supply. It's not really supply and demand, but kind of, I guess, with, as far as, less ranchers, less, cattle. So,
yeah.
I mean, like it's a crisis in a way, and really a lot of people don't understand. And that's why, beef prices are likely to never go down again.
Right.
I mean, it could get worse.
Sure.
It's a big deal that the numbers are staggering and again, like the cost. So you can imagine, I mean, I'm buying trailer loads of cows at a time at $2,400 a piece, where they used to be $600 a piece. They have a lot of funds tied up.
Sure.
For 18 months is
For
a length of time to tie up that kind of money.
Absolutely.
Gut wrenching it.
Yes, that's worse. That's worse than Stratton's flipping houses. He's got
got his properties. Boy, he can make a lot more.
But you enjoy doing it, obviously. And now you've got your kids. I'm assuming your kids are probably involved, I'm sure, with certain chores, I guess.
Yeah, they're eating up with it.
They don't really have a choice at this point.
We got into all the time like, don't shop this one. Lose them. We're like, no, love it.
That's awesome. Do you think they will grow up and want to do this, as far as, they might be too small now to tell.
Factory stays the way it is. Yes.
Yes. That's awesome. That's good to hear.
So, and that was a huge driver for us. Won't go too far, but like my wife, she had a very rough upbringing and difficult, and turned out amazing, but life was not easy. She didn't know where she was going to live most of the time. Mine was great up to a certain point, then it was kind of rocky and shaky, and we were just like, we want to just give them this freedom and let them be who they want to be. And that also leads down a rabbit hole where we homeschool, and
Okay.
we're super involved. My oldest, she has her own little jewelry business. She's 12.
Really?
On her 3rd year.
So she's doing it there, I guess, at the home, I guess. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been cool.
That's really cool. That's really, really neat. What do you think, and I'm sure you got some type of vision, and you said you started this and didn't really know, kind of fell into it. What's your vision in the next 5 to 10 years as far as, where it's going to go?
Scary to think about.
It is, ain't it?
Well, I mean, yeah, we're on the path. I mean, we want to keep it growing.
It's good.
In a toxic way, probably for myself. If I'm in something, I'm all in it. And I want to be, high quality and push it. I don't like to be stagnant. So we want to keep it growing.
Keep it going, yeah.
But what that looks like, I mean, it's hard to say.
What did you think of the product, Stratton, as far as, what you feel like on
Won't
quality?
comment on the cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, when it's like this.
But yeah, the beef, like I said, is what we've had for the majority of it, and it's been all really good. So I don't know how the processing plays into it. I know, if you go to Harris Teeter, it's sitting out there. I think people assume it was never frozen, but it was. I guess everything you get from your processor is frozen. And how big a deal does the processor play in that?
Processor's huge. Yeah. We had gone through a couple. So the first off, like in North Carolina, most states, legally, a farmer or anybody that raises any kind of livestock, you can sell it, but there's different avenues you have to go down depending on what you want to do. So to sell it by the pack, like we do, like it has our own personal label and all that on it. You go through a USDA processor, and then you also have to have a meat handler's license through the state. And so we went through all those steps early on, even though we weren't sure if we were going to really pay you how far it'll go. We went ahead and got all the licensing done. Luckily, like right before COVID started.
Really?
We got our chicken processing stuff done. But yeah, so then when you find a processor that is USDA inspected, the first one we started, it was very inconsistent product, and that was completely out of my control. Either how stuff was cut, quantities. Now, even in ground beef packs, you might have 0.7 of a pound, and you can have a 1.5 pound pack, and it was all over the place.
So that's all processor. Yeah.
Aggravating stuff.
That is aggravating.
And not knowing, like, did we get all of our stuff back? That particular processor had a retail store. I wasn't speculating, but there's a lot of folks I heard over time, we never felt like we got all of our beef back.
Wow.
I'll interrupt you, but on a 1,000-pound steer or 2,000 or whatever, what percentage do you expect to get back? Is it like 40%, 50%?
You're going to be around the 52 to 56%
Gotcha.
of live weight to actually package.
So on a 1,000-pound live animal, you're expecting around 520 pounds.
Total product, which also means like soup, bones, organ meats, I'll try that too. Of actual meat, like steaks and beef and roast, probably 450 pounds.
Gotcha. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you were talking about the amount you got back, so I was just curious what I kind of expected out of as a return for a live animal like that. So
yeah, so fast forward, really, we found a processor, Piedmont Custom Meats. They're the best in North Carolina. It's from the logo we're in Virginia. So they have 2 spots, and so we take the animal there live.
Oh, wow.
That, you can't take a day carcass. You take it that spot, they have to walk themselves off, all that, which ours are healthy, but some people try to take sick animals a lot. The inspector actually even looks at the animal alive.
Okay.
It's as humane as you can do it, and stress-free. The way they handle things, they're not striking them out. That's important to us. We don't raise them with care all the way up to last day and then want it to be a nightmare either.
Right.
Honor the animal, all the way to the end.
That's good.
So they handle them. It's stress-free. They go in there, done quick. But that's in Gibsonville. The awesome part is we pick them out at Asheboro. So all of our product, their actual processing plant is in Asheboro, which is like 15 minutes down 64 for us. So.
Yeah, it's not far from you.
Very convenient.
Yeah. Is that everything? Just beef? What?
So we do beef and pork with them. We've done some lamb too, and we're probably going to hit more on lamb coming up. That's something we had a lot of requests for. But yeah, they do an awesome job. Like I love it because they're consistent.
Yeah, it's good.
And you know what to expect. And you have to know that with any business. I mean, and any issue, the owners are always super great about being on top of it, and they take care of you.
That's good.
Yeah, we jumped to them probably 8 months in and never went back.
That's good. Someone you can trust too. I'm sure that's a big something off of your plate that you got to worry about.
Tell us about the name, Klymer Ridge.
Klymer Ridge was just really a joke. So when we bought our property, like my childhood best friend, his last name was Klein. He bought a section with us. And growing up, we were neighbors. We lived on Hunting Ridge. And so his dad jokingly bought us the sign that combined our last names and so when we started doing the poultry, now he was in on it with us. He would actually want to do it. Now they've since they had backed out on handling bar stuff. We were like,
it's a lot of work, and that's why we figured out that a lot of work.
Nobody's ever going to take it, and they don't remember who we are, actually. So.
Oh yeah,
they're still neighbors there with you.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah. And you said you've got 160 acres.
So we own a little, like 110-ish or so.
Okay.
And then we have some other parcels in Davison and Randolph County where we run animals as well.
Yeah. And I'm sure when people don't realize, I mean, not that I do either, but people don't realize how much work I'm sure that you had to do to this property. I mean, tell us about that when you first got it. How much equipment and stuff, and how much time did you have personally, like getting this thing prepped for what y'all are doing now? Yeah. I'm sure it's over the years too, but
as far as property goes, I did pretty much everything myself.
Did you really?
So when we bought it, even our drive, I mean, one of my goals was to live in the middle of it, which was crazy. So our drive was 5,000 feet long, and I built the whole thing. And you're talking like it was
like a mile's 5,200, right?
It's under a mile. And it was trees too. Like I had to put everything, regrade it all. Learned a lot of stuff the hard way.
I bet. Went through some chains and on your chainsaws and stuff, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Let's say a truckload of crushing around goes about 100 feet. I think.
Oh yeah, I mean, so we were
water gravel.
We were getting savvy and like calling concrete plants for stuff and to build our bases. And I don't want to talk about how much I've and since then on asphalt,
just the drywall,
all that stuff. Yeah,
very expensive.
It was very expensive.
But then we had to run power the whole way. Yeah, it was fun. There was a small section, about 14 acres in the middle, that was a cropland.
Okay.
And so that was the initial, I got grass growing in it. I was like, all right, I'm going to build so I built like a small little fence right here. We bought our first few cows. It wasn't enough. I started learning about running them and moving them with temporary electric fencing that I could I run it on a reel.
Yeah.
I can fence in anything. I could use a few T-posts and some temporary posts to do that.
And run it, yeah, and get your pasture started, I guess.
And then that kind of really carried things away. So, actually, I can have a lot more room than I thought if I do that. And so our carrying capacity went up, and before you know it, there was like 2 cows, and there was like 30 cows, and then there was more cows. So, yeah.
So now you're probably equipment, what is the word, heavy, as far as, I'm sure trucks, trailers. I mean, what are we looking at as far as a business that this, at your size? What kind of trailer count? And I mean, you're having to haul all this stuff.
As much as you think. Really? Yeah, we have a couple of like flatbed gooseneck equipment and hay trailers. Have a couple of livestock trailers, one small, one large our largest one, I mean, I can haul like 28 is the most, like 500-pound calves at one time. Wow. And so we can fit a bunch of calves on there, or they have a dump trailer, utility trailers at that. So one big key player that most people don't have that I kind of fell into before this is I bought a Porsche mulcher years ago. And so then we'd replaced that, got a new one like 5 years ago, but for the type of property we had and turn.
Oh, I guarantee you, yeah.
That thing was invaluable for us.
You just run it all the time, like every day.
We did for a while.
I guarantee you did. Yeah. Did you have to clear a lot or not? I'm thinking that you did, but I don't.
Yeah. So, 2021. So that'd been our third year there. We ended up doing a select timber on a lot of the property because that was a hard thing to do. Like, beautiful, but at the same time, it was like, all right, we also need this.
You need the space for pad. Yeah.
Which we worked with a timber company. They actually did an incredible job. Came in and it was like, anything less than 14-inch diameter, we're keeping. Everything else, let's get out. We'll open up the canopy. That way we can turn it into pasture, but we still want trees.
Right.
And that's a whole other nerd off thing with farming, Thomasville pasture, but that's the majority of our property, which you've seen.
Yeah.
So there's trees, but you have forage underneath it.
I got you. Okay.
But then the fun part on top of that was we built all of our fences. And so we got a little over 2.5 miles of fencing.
Oh my gosh.
And that's fun.
That's
work.
For anybody that's never ran fencing, that's a ton of fencing. I used to have horses, in my childhood, and doing the fencing, just helping with fencing. I can't imagine doing that far. That's a long ways.
That's perimeter fencing and cross fences and stuff like that.
Thad is the only person that I know that can get livestock. You probably hadn't seen this video. I went back and seen some of your videos. Yeah,
those were probably pretty rough.
Nah, that's all right. They were. I mean,
It was research.
Yeah, it was a while back, and I was like, "How's he gonna do this?" And he got pigs on a, I think it was a horse trailer or something, some type of livestock trailer, with nothing. They just went on there. He opens the gate and they just walk in. I'm like, how in the? But you was training them, and you kind of went through that. You trained them for I don't know how long. I can't remember that, but that's pretty interesting as far as what you've learned to do, and then you're doing things that I've never even seen people do. And I thought I grew up in the country with horses and, guineas and things like that. And I said, watch some of your videos, and I'm like, wow, never mind. I'm a city boy. So it's pretty interesting stuff that you've got out already. I guess you're still enjoying it. Your wife's still enjoying it. Any changes that you wish you would have done early on that you would have done different?
I think the big thing that kind of haunts us is that had we known first off cattle prices were going to go.
Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah, what could you have done?
Well, we would have just bought a huge herd, even if we to do it. I wish we would have done that a long time ago. If I could go back, I'd spend hundreds of thousands on just a massive group of mama cows. I'd lease land, whatever I had to make that work. Yeah, that'd be the big thing.
And you don't know, nobody's got a crystal ball, but do you think they're going to continue to go up as far as price?
It has been fairly steady lately, a while. It'll fluctuate daily.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of indicators at least pointing that it's not going to go down.
Mm.
So
my state prices are not going to go anywhere. They're only up.
Only up.
Only up. Okay. We're going to, after this, we're going to, me and Stratton's going to, we're going to make sure that we can get some ribeye specials here somehow. Buy them in bulk or something.
Yeah. You've rolled out a membership program recently.
Yeah. So we have health options, or you can just show up and buy. Members, they'll get exclusive, kind of in the know first off. They are the first ones. They'll look ahead of knowing product availability, new products, and there's some things that, because they're a PMA, so it's a private membership agreement, that they can actually purchase that we can't sell to the public.
Okay, so that's what I need to do. I need to do that.
Well, it's not open right now, but yeah. Yeah. So we opened it up in January for a short time, and we got about 100 members that signed up.
Awesome.
And there was like a one-time fee, or you could pay it monthly. But it was pretty cool.
You gonna open that back up, or
we'll open it up.
Like twist your arm here?
December to January.
Okay, you will open it up again in December to January. Okay. Where can they go to order? Let's get that. I'll get that on the screen as well. Where can they go?
So, I mean, I'll be honest. Like, our website is a nightmare right now. One thing that we still struggle with, and a lot of folks in our position do, are inventory tracking.
I guarantee it's very difficult.
It's a nightmare because we don't have barcodes.
Yeah.
It's not something the processors are set up to do, to barcode each individual product for us. And for instance, yesterday we picked up like 5 cows worth of beef. So we had over 2,600 packs that we picked up, and it's frozen. So you're trying to hustle. You got to get it right to the freezers. You got to get it organized and sorted. But when you come and buy stuff from us, it's manually entered into our order sale.
Right.
Sometimes you can track that. We've tried it. We've tried to put it like in categories, and it would, so that we could enter how many we had when we picked up. But it failed. So with that said, we tried the website for a while, and there's ways to do it, but we're still working through massive fans on that.
Sure.
We ended up, we get these big orders online. All of a sudden it's like, well, shoot, we don't have that. You know, it sold yesterday at the market, and our point of sale didn't track it to tell that side inventory system that it was sold, or the weights would not be accurate. You know, they might buy a 1 pound ribeye and all we had were 3/4 of a pound. You have to refund. You know, it became messy. So right now, if you want to order, all I have to say, shoot us a message. If nothing else, shoot us a message on Facebook. The majority of our folks just do that. We'll get up a big bundle for you. We can send a link. They can pay for it right there, and it'll be bagged, or they can come shop for the store.
Put a lot of other products in the store too. When they get some soaps, some other
Yeah,
milk, stuff like that.
I can touch on it. So a couple things. A byproduct to this whole thing that we never expected was the community that built up around us. Has been unbelievable. Just the people that we've met. We've got customers that since 2021 and 2-ish, which was like the very beginning, they show up every single week. And so that's been awesome. So the community as far as the customers, and the community as far as just the farming in general. One thing that you'll see a lot in agriculture, not everywhere, but a lot, is there's a lot of like, it's me, mine, and forget you, non-sign mentality. And on the flip side, there's this group that supports each other, always like for instance, the Crossings. It's a farm other side of Lexington. They do a lot of stuff similar to us, but then they also do a lot of produce. They're not quite as heavy like in beef and stuff, but like the collaboration that we can have with another farm and support them.
That's interesting. I would have never thought about that. Yeah.
We carry products from 4 to 5 other farms at any given time as far as produce, milk. Then we'll have like sourdough breads, goat milk, soaps, honey, berries, all that sort of thing. We get to carry and give that farm. First off, we give them an outlet product,
Right.
and we can introduce it to our community and have a somewhat consistent resource there.
They have the inventory too, and I'm sure they can do that with your product as well. You know, as far as putting in theirs if they've got a storefront, that kind of thing.
Yep.
I'm not as versed as Thad is and all the stuff that he's doing right now. I knew that he knew his stuff. Don't get me wrong, but after talking to him, I'm like, oh wow, yeah, I need to be quiet and let him talk. That's pretty. It's pretty interesting, man. You got your stuff down for sure. Your education on it for sure.
Well, the thing with livestock is that you have to figure it out. Yeah, so a lot of it is just proof by fire. I mean, you have to. Trust me, we've faced moments. I've had moments 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Oh wow, there's animals dying, and it's on my watch, and it was because my lack of knowing what I was getting myself into. But then you feel that burden of I've got to do whatever it takes. You know, I'm gonna give it my best, even if I know it's not gonna make it or whatever.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of those moments that, yeah.
So we're taking it
On the business side, where it can be gut wrenching at times too.
Sure. Anytime you're dealing with anything with this alive, or I'm sure they get out from the fence. I'm sure they run.
Yeah.
I'm sure they get diseased. I'm sure they, like you said,
It's so there is definitely a heaviness when I for piglets or something, there's been litters where I'm literally fighting and put myself in danger to save this litter, pulling them out of their mom. Like, I can get graphic. Like, it's stuff I would have never imagined myself doing, first of all. And I'm just sitting here trying to figure it out and save them. But ultimately knowing too, I decide the day that is their last. I'm the one that delivers them.
right.
And so it's pretty heavy.
yeah, for sure.
How does it compare to when you're selling houses and a little bit more responsibility on the farm, I'm sure, but
Yeah. So one thing that when I first got to real estate, I was just hungry. All I looked at was dollar signs, honestly. I just wanted to make the most I could, sell the most I could, didn't really care, you know. I was a pit crew guy in NASCAR for 9 years. I was tired of traveling.
That's the whole story.
Family.
You gotta get.
Yeah, we gotta get it definitely. And so it was a great opportunity, but I was just hungry. That's all I cared about, you know. And honestly, I think God stopped me in my tracks saying, you know, there's a lot more that you're missing right now. And the farm side gave me something real and tangible that was like, that's how I can make a difference.
Oh, wow.
And not that I can't make a difference in a real estate deal or whatever. I mean, you could do it in anything you're doing. But for me, it took a slowdown for him to get my attention and say, you're made for more than just this. I'm going to bring you right here. And it was a heavy conviction, really, of you're really not honoring me in everything you're doing right now. So let's figure something out. And so that's where we ended up.
That's a different feeling, I'm sure, as far as, you know, helping on this farm and getting this this built up and over, again, responsibility of all these lives. I'm sure it's a different feeling than real estate transaction. It's got to be. It's got to be.
Yeah, and with that, I mean, it is very fulfilling.
That's good. It's good to hear.
And you get that from your customers, and
Right.
the just the constant support there, and them wanting to come back and always asking for more like that. It just, you know that you're doing something right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's awesome. How long have you been a licensed realtor as far as you know, selling and that kind of thing? I was trying to look it up, but
2016.
okay.
So I got my license.
Is it?
Yeah, I still dabble. But
Oh, your dad, yeah, you're still doing it. Yeah, he's not. Thad is not with here. You know, us with Hepler Realty, but we're gonna claim him. We're gonna claim him anyway, even though he don't work here. We're gonna claim him for today at least.
oh yeah,
Maybe a couple more weeks we'll claim him.
yeah. You got what number?
And so, you know, you've touched on your faith. What church do you go to again?
So I got a Rich Fork here in Thomasville, Lexington.
So,
Yes, it's
whatever you want to call it.
yeah. Well, that long. I mean, oddly enough, I grew up at that church.
Did you?
Yeah, since like first grade, and I'm a worship leader over there. So
Awesome.
and the youth.
Some more responsibility is,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You got how much responsibility can Thad bring on to himself? Let's see what else we can load on.
As far as that doesn't try to handle it all himself.
I gotcha. Are you good at giving people little small jobs, or like are you like me and terrible at it?
Well, it's definitely a learned thing, you know. So the fun part is how everything translates from my racing career, even into like starting real estate and getting into that, and then into farming, whatever. It's all systems. I can being systematic. And so once we were able to not drink from a fire hose on the farm side of things, of like building infrastructure and just even not having a clue what we were doing but fake it until we make it to try to make something work.
Sure.
Developing those systems, then you get people on board. They understand your systems. Like we just said, we did our first more than 4-day vacation in like 7 years this past week.
Oh, wow.
And we have 4 kids, and so that's a lot. We were able to do it because we have an awesome team. They understand the systems. Everything's in place. It can run without me there most of the time.
Most of the time. That's good. 4 kids. I didn't know that. I thought you had 3. Okay. 4 kids, this farm, still doing in real estate. What else can we put on Thad here? Well, we appreciate you coming in because it's, like I said, it's very unique. And you're in it, and you've, like you said, you know other farms and other people that are doing it, but a lot of people don't. So that's why I was like, man, if we could get Thad in here, that would be awesome, because he's got a heck of a story. You know, he's a good dude. He's, you know, a believer, and that's one of the things that I like, you know, about you. So we appreciate you coming in. Appreciate your time today. So we're going to put on the screen here again where they can go as far as the website. What is there an office number or anything that they can call that you know right off the bat?
So we have a number. It is 336-960-4030.
4030. All right, we'll put that on the screen. And
you can call or text that number.
Oh, can you? Okay, call or text.
It's on any social media platforms.
We'll try to find them as well and throw them up, you know, on the screen. All right. Well, we appreciate it so much. We hopefully we can see some support from the community, come up from this. That's what our goal is, to support our small businesses that are around us. And we wish you the best of luck on this. Thank you.
Yes.